This is DLK Productions presenting my LEGO Star Wars Separatist mock. What is up, you guys? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I know I am. And today we are going to be reviewing my LEGO Star Wars Separatist mock. And right now we have the huge base with the mountain right over here and a forest. This base is located on a mountainous and forest terrain area. And if you guys do like, I hope you guys do like and subscribe. Tell me what your guys' favorite part is about it, or even favorite build, and we will get started on it. First, we will start off with the clone troopers. This is Hornet Company, and we do have two ARF troopers, and then we have three normal Hornet troopers, and I will be able to show you guys a little bit more up front. And then we just do have a bunch of detail. And then we do have Clone Army custom weapons as my weapon of choice. And yeah, so with that forest, they are trying to rescue these three clone troopers that have been captured. And they are just on a rescue mission. And right here, we just go more into forest. And as you guys can tell, you guys can see that we have a lot of darker gray as we start moving this way, a little bit darker and a little bit weirder green versus the natural, very natural light green and a little bit foresty green, as you guys can see right here. And that's also just moves along, and it goes along that side. Now we will move on to the more inside of the forest. As you guys can see, there's a lot of forest, many trees, pine trees, larger trees, a lot of shrubbery and such. And then as we move back over to the clones and move over to slightly over to the right, as you guys can see, we have a very abnormal tree. And then we continue and we have a rock formation right here. And then we continue over and then we have a mini trail. And as you guys can see, it is very well used since we do have a lot of Separatist droids which travel through this path a lot. As you guys can see, we have a little squadron of the Separatist jungle troopers. And then you guys can see we have many different, and then you guys can see that it is a little worn down right here. And that actually leads into our rock mountain. And right here is the actual door that slides open, so you guys can have access to the secret base. And with this base, you have a super battle droid, and he is just protecting it, making sure that the scientist droids are actually doing their jobs in a sense. And then as you guys can see, it is a tad bit dark, but we have a little bit of piping here. And we also do have two droids. We have General Grievous's droid, and then we also have Count Dooku's droid as his assistant. And we just have a bunch of fluids, a fire extinguisher, and then as you guys can see, he is mixing, has a machine that is mixing right now, and he's inspecting that. And they're just mixing chemicals to see where they are. And then as we move up, we can see we have a Separatist cannon with a few jungle troopers just below over here. And then we do have Mr. Frog right there. And this is just super, I think was super detailed. I put a lot of effort just to try and see the different texture of all of the mountain work. And right here, I did make it really slopey since I did want to have it more of a plateau. But on the rising side of it, you guys can see that it does a lot of detail going in and out. And it continues on that way all the way around. And then as we come back up, we do have a bunch of different kinds of shrubbery on the bottom, the grass and such. And then we just kind of move back over here. Then we go down to the very bottom, and this is the opposite side of the base, as there is a wall that is separating this. And then right here we have a cave. And this cave is really nicely detailed in my opinion, and it has all these newer glow in the dark. As you guys can see, we have the glow in the dark right here, glow in the dark, more from the Avatar series. And yeah, and I'll hurry and show the dark version. And we're back with the glow in the dark position of this. And as you guys can see, this is the same cave. I know it is very hard lighting, but these are all actually glowing in the dark. And as you guys can see, that it is a very luminescent or very light for such a dark cave that is just in the mountain. You guys can see all the different. And we do have this super cool tree that is just on the side of the mountain, and I thought that would just add a lot of detail and more realism to this mock, especially on this mountainous part, is that it's just inside of the mountain. Don't know if you guys can see that very well, that is just connected inside of it. But then we just continue on to the base now, and we have the Separatist shuttle, and then we have a maintenance robot, we have a fueling robot, and we have 2 guards posted out. We have a control panel, some cargo, and then a floodlight to give some opportunity to whoever is on the landing platform. Then we continue over here. We have the main part of this base in the landing area, and we have a few guards. We have the commander, and then he is handing over a wanted poster that was given in a bag, a poly bag. Not in a poly bag, but in a minifigure bag. And then we have them giving out a bunch of gold and a bunch of items that are very valuable. And they have 2 chests, and they're pulling out some gold and looking at the valuables that they got for capturing these 3 clones. Then we do have 3 security guards that are escorting them inside of the base, as you guys can see. And then we do have a bunch of textured all the way in. As you guys can see, we have like different tiled colored flooring in there, and then we have 2 little stands right up front, and we also do have a bunch of grass all the way along the sides as well, and the trail over here also continues onto this. And we go over here, and then we do have like an eye, kind of wanted to go after the Lord of the Rings in this mock a little. And then, as you guys can see, it is a different shade of color that is meant to be shadow. Is that the sunlight is coming from this angle, and it's not really able to see right here, and is just glimpsing it as it is near nighttime. Then we go up to the very top of it. We do have a satellite dish that a droid is controlling and re-angling to get the best connection. Then we have just a bunch of antennas and such and so forth, and just trying to communications. And then we continue on to the next level. Here's the second level, you guys. And right here we do have a tactical droid that is talking to a mysterious figure, most likely Count Dooku or Asajj Ventress. And then we do just have a bunch of pilot droids and normal droids just going around and doing a bunch of their controls. And as you guys can see, we have 2 on that. And then we have a bunch, we actually have 4 on the main panel. And then as we continue over, we do have, right here, we do have 2 battle droids working on a station with some drawers on it that they could have access to. And then we just have 2 super battle droids kind of protecting them from anyone that tries to invade, even though this base is highly secure. And then we go down to the next level. And the next level is a little hangar bay. And as you guys can see right here, we do have super battle droid, a droidica, and even a mouse droid. But a really cool part right here is the speeders, or the stamps that the droids actually fly around. And I actually have 4 right here that are just in the hangar bay, and we actually have 1 droid coming off that is just gonna go down those ladder and just go to wherever he needs to. And then we do have a battle droid, I guess, falling back, that is supposed to be controlling the very explosive materials right here. And then we also have 2 battle droids kind of just watching him, just to make sure he doesn't fall over. Then we do have a refueling droid, an astromech droid, and then we do have a droid going down the stairs. And then we also do have, if you guys can see, that it is a dark version, and it has darker side on this side, and it also is very dark on that side, but just not very easy to see since I do have the lights on the right side. But then you guys can see over there in the very back that there is the door, and it is rising up. And then we also do have like these trans blue colors all along the side, and that is also on that far side as well. And then we are escaping the base, and we are going to the next part on the opposite side. And right here is really just all the supplies that they've gotten. And this is a custom build. I could do like a mini tutorial on how to build this character, and this is like from the Gregory when the droids are infiltrating the Separatist plan, and this is one of the droids that just carries around, and it's carrying around the missing explosive. And then we do have a secret cargo that is very encrypted, and then we also do have just a bunch of other cargo along that side and along this side. Kind of very boring, bland area. But then as we continue over, we do just have a bunch of shrubbery, trees chopped down. We have some mushrooms, and then we do have a probe droid actually over here. And it's just probing out just to see if there's anything that they need to worry about, the Separatists. And then we just do have some trees over here, as you guys can see. And then as we move over here a little bit, we just have more trees and some plants that are just on the ground. And then as you guys can see over in that kind of left-hand corner, we do have a scout trooper. And yes, that scout trooper is holding 2 blasters, as you guys can see right here from this angle a little bit better, hopefully. And he is holding a sniper blaster that is hopefully gonna take out that door. And he is also working with the Hornet company, but he also has that blaster to destroy the probe droid right here, that it won't give out any information before they actually realize it, just in case if it spots him. And then, as you guys can see, we just have even more shrubbery just along the lines. We have some mud trails. As you guys can see, just mud trails all over. And they all kind of interconnect and intertwine with each other. As you guys can see right there, and also over here. And yeah, that is my Lego Star Wars Separatist mock. I do hope you guys enjoyed this mock. It was a very wonderful time to make this mock. It did take me a few months to actually make. And I will see you guys in the next one.